everybody, it's Christina from Creations with Christina, and welcome to the first episode of Scrappin' on a Dime. Today starts our first week for the February products that we're going to be using, and we're going to be using Lawn Fawn's So Lovely and this Pebbles Seen and Noted paper pad. So those are the two things that we're going to be using. Again, as I said in my introduction video, you can use whatever you want. Our main goal is to get as much as we can out of our products. So let's go ahead and get started. I have my card base, which is a piece of white paper tray and cardstock, which is cut into an A2 size card. And then I have our pattern papers from that paper pad. I picked out a couple different patterns here, so we're going to be using all of those. And then I have the two stamps I'm going to be using from that stamp set are the Little Sewing Machine and the You're So Lovely. And I also pulled out some crochet thread and a little wooden button. And then, of course, you'll need your adhesive and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start by putting my card base together, or not my base, but my layers together. I'm going to use this zigzag, which is cut to be the same exact size as my front of my card. And then I cut this piece of pattern paper down to 1.5 inches by 4 1/4. So I'm going to adhere that down. And I'm just putting that right at the top. And then I have this other pattern paper that actually has days of the weeks on it. And I'm going to put that straight across those where those two papers connect there. And then I cut another piece of that pattern paper, and I don't have the measurements for this one. Let's see, this is just about 2 inches by 1 inch. And I'm going to take my So Lovely, or You're So Lovely, and some Ranger's Archival ink. And I'm using this because I just really love the quality of the black on this. It's really, really sharp and crisp. So I'm not going to, let me grab a piece of scrap here so I don't stamp onto my mat. I'm going to kind of take that little swirly end and not really stamp that on there. Okay, so the You're So Lovely is going to get adhered. I'm going to kind of tuck this underneath that little layer there that I put. Okay. And now I'm going to take some more of my pattern paper that has the arrows that I used here at the top. And I'm going to stamp the Little Sewing Machine. And then I'll use my scissors to go ahead and trim this out. Alright, so I trimmed out my sewing machine. I'm just going to take a little piece of thread here, and I'm going to put a little adhesive on the back of my top here. And where my little sewing bobbin is, or my sewing thread is, I'm going to go ahead and just wrap some of this crochet thread around that section. This is going to get adhered right to my card there, but before I adhere that down, I'm going to take another piece of crochet thread and just kind of wrap it around a couple of times. I'm just going to slide this over to the side here. And now my little button, I'm going to adhere to this end over here. So I think I'm going to take a piece of this little scrap thread that I have sitting here. And then I'll just get a little glue dot and stick that down. And then the last thing we have to do is just put our little sewing machine onto our card. So I added my foam adhesive to the back, and I'm just going to go ahead and set my sewing machine on here. Oop, now you have a little piece of the adhesive on there. So that's going to go right there. And then we'll go ahead and adhere this down to the front of our card. And that's our card for today. That's our first card in our Scrappin' on a Dime series. I'll see you back here next Wednesday for the second episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.